Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your host, Vertec and Chibi are back from their latest adventure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back if you've been joining us for our Extra Life so far, and welcome to those of you that are just joining us for our podcast. I actually did not update the title for this or the game.
Yeah. You're good. I was looking. I was gonna mention,
but we are.
Keep on with the intro. I'll see if I can change that up for you.
Okay. But we have Turgo today joining us for our special podcast during the Extra Life event. And we have some topics that we're going to go over. But first, Turgo, how are you doing today?
Good. Yeah, doing good. I've been busy working and busy making YouTube videos. So
that's fair.
I was so ready for the weekend. So yeah, so ready. How about you?
Doing pretty good myself. What about Vertec? You were just playing some Poppy.
Yeah, it was. That was actually good stuff. It was a little bit more startling than I was expecting it would be. I was actually kind of impressed. I like it. I had fun.
Nice.
Is that a FNAF game? It is, right? Or
FNAF?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't play Five Nights at Freddy's. It's one of those that's on the list to eventually do, but have not yet.
That's fair.
Cool.
So the Golden Feather Tavern is a podcast for Ashes of Creation where we talk about community topics and important topics spoken about either by community or within the forums and Reddit of the community. Every week we invite you, the viewer, to grab us and a special guest to grab a seat, grab yourself a pint, if I could just cheers right now, and join the conversation. They did. And join the conversation with us. This episode is 185, Turgo Extra Live. Featuring Turgo Live.
Turgo Extra Live.
Extra Live. I'm sure you're not feeling all that extra live after only the little bit of sleep you got.
Trying to do what I can.
Fair. Today is the 28th of October, 2023. And we're going to be talking about some Halloween-esque topics, as well as some quality of life topics and random topics, either brought up by Turgo or those of you in our chats, or just other topics that we just thought were interesting and wanted to talk about. So, Turgo, since you are our guest, how about you talk about yourself a little bit? How did you find Ashes? What drew you to Ashes of Creation? And what do you do in general on your streams?
Yeah, so what took me can't talk apparently, just like you. So what got me interested in, I think it was initially MMO Byte did he always does all the MMOs coming out in 2023 or 2022, something like that. And then I was like, dude, Ashes looks like the next big MMO, and I can't wait.
Nice.
And then I watched Asmon's Alpha 1 2-hour video. It was just pure playtime. I was like, bro, this is sick. And I saw the mounts, and then I just, I subbed to Ashes of Creation back then. Saw their footage, saw what the whole Frozen Mountain UE5 video was what, I was like, all right, I'm in, And so, and then just started watching the live streams, and it's kind of the rest is history. But yeah, it's going to be, the next big Western MMO, right? But aside from the Riot MMO, but they don't even have a name for it. So, so I'm just ready to play that. And then what I stream on my Twitch or what my content is about is a lot of MMOs, FF14, WoW, soon to be Blue Protocol and Ashes of Creation. I'm not sure how I'm gonna have time for 4 MMOs, but I was talking to you guys about that
Earlier. Yeah.
I was like, okay, but yeah, that's really all the content, as you guys know a little bit. So
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
But you figure after it's all after all the dust settles from the alphas and betas, one of them is going to end up probably taking a way back burner. And the other one's going to be when I have spare time and the friends want to play, I'll jump in, and then there's going to be like your main and then your secondary.
Yes, it's going to be it's always going to be there though, is World of Warcraft. That's my first MMO. I probably told you guys that, but 2008 is when I started. I literally I had a computer I could hardly run the lowest settings on WoW, and it was just like, it's crazy to think about, and how far it's come and how many MMOs there is now. So there's like 40 MMOs and like in development. It's like
that's a lot. Yeah.
I want Ashes to be the primary for sure. I wouldn't drop $250 on the pack if I was like, all right, yeah, I want this. So,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I want to add this in as well because I just saw some chainmail that Ashes tweeted out earlier. Okay, so if you were to put any spooky, since it's our Halloween stream, any spooky horror well-known figure into Ashes of Creation, if its lore were to line up well, what spooky thing would you put in Ashes?
You kind of put me on the spot, but I kind of thought of a couple different things at the same time. So what's actually kind of interesting is randomly what popped in is Phantom Opera, like the Phantom Opera.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
That was just a random thought because I was thinking about Hollow's End,
right,
in WoW, and that's the Headless Horseman. But I was like, my mind went straight to that would be so cool if like you like that castle, the Blood Castle. They just did live stream on it 3 months. Carfin, Tower of Carfin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if there's like another tower, sister tower, and we go into there and it's I have to show you guys this song, but this cool song, you think about going up there and just, going after the Phantom Opera ghost and all that. So
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And it's just like piano music. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be cool. So that, I already envisioned it. So
yeah, that was as much as I put you on the spot, you were pretty prepared for that one.
I was like, yeah, Phantom Opera ghost. He's gonna be here. Igor's over here. No, that's Frankenstein. But that'd be cool too. But what about you guys? I'm curious, actually.
Ooh, Vertec, do you have any?
I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready.
No, she wasn't ready. No, no doubt, without even a second thought, would be Freddy Krueger.
Really?
I think he'd actually fit in well. They're kind of like a creepy Lord of Dreams that's all, vengeful and like, I'm gonna make you guys pay because why not? And
I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see him being one of the really twisted things out there in the world that's been kind of waiting for everybody to return, and definitely trying to get vengeance for what people did or did not do in the past.
Okay.
Right.
Well, mine was Demo Dog, because they have the demo, like a lot of creatures that they've mashed together, and the Demogorgon is so good.
The Demogorgon.
Yeah. The Demogorgon is such like really along that line, with the creatures that they've come up with so far. We've seen the Snores, we've seen a couple of other things. Yeah. So I figure like the Demogorgon would fit really well straight into the Ashes world, and it'd be kind of fun to see something creepy. I mean, there was that thing that looked like a mimic, but was also kind of like had the spindly leg things. I was like, ugh. I don't like that one too much.
Right.
So I felt like that would line up really well within the world and everything like that. So
yeah,
I was just waiting to see if anybody else was gonna say that first.
The Demogorgon.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. For some reason, I just felt like that would be perfect.
Honestly, I just can't wait for the next season.
Oh, same. Same.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Do you have any random questions for Tech?
He's working on the sheet. I just saw him, and I just messaged him.
Okay.
Because I saw him working on it. So, Sorry.
Let's see. The next random question I'm pulling out of my hat for you is, if you could make up any event aside from the Phantom of the Opera, that would be for the I know we're not putting Halloween in Ashes of Creation. They already said that they don't want to do it 1-to-1. But if there was something that was creepy Halloween-like, what kind of event would you create?
Okay. WoW's already kind of have done this, but like, and they could do their own spin, but the Wickerman. So like something like, creepy like that, or something like a pack of werewolves. Or I don't know. There's plenty, but I mean, I want to keep it in the like. We could go Scream, and that'd be so abstract and different to what Ashes is. So
right.
I mean, yeah, I think like something Wickerman or something from Witcher. Throw in a demon, like one of those,
Yeah.
Something on their own spin on that, but it would be, yeah. I mean, they could still do Headless Horseman.
It'd be kind of cool if they did your Wickerman idea, but they incorporated like class kits. So like, what if you got bit by a werewolf or something, and then you needed to seek out a healer to heal you, to cleanse you?
Oh yeah. No, I like that. Yeah.
But you also needed a ranger to help track it. Yeah.
Vampires with that would be sick. Yeah, because the whole Diablo season right now is about vampires and blood. They could just completely put that through. Yeah.
Well, did you see their like, it was very like corrupted, and you could see like the skeleton of the dogs with like it was like, do you remember that? The most recent,
there's right here on the most recent Unseen Order post.
Oh, there's that one too, but I was talking about like last year on this time.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Okay. Let me see if I can pull it up just so I can show everybody. But there was this set that they did around the beginning of the pandemic. And it was very like corrupted creature-esque. Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
Let's play Darla.
And what event have you been a part of for something like around Halloween that you think a game did really well? Like something that was either like an event or the way that they themed it, just something that a game did really well around a specific Halloween-ish event.
Well, I like WoW's Hallow's End dungeon and being able to do that and like that. However, I really like how FF14, they decorated each one. WoW has it too, but I think FF14 did it better. Like everything looks way more Halloween in FF14 than it does, like I don't know. I think they just did it better aesthetically pleasing, but I haven't really, besides WoW's like, grind out Headless Horseman mount and whatever. I haven't really done like FF14. Have you guys done another one?
I haven't really done many, like, I haven't played many MMOs. I've mainly played World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14 as well. Hi Z, welcome in. Have they voted on the Minecraft build choice? Okay, Z wants to know if you voted on the Minecraft build choices.
If I did?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Where is it at? Although,
I can send you the link.
Oh,
I sent it to Vertec.
No. Oh yeah, that. I remember them posting that on Twitter. Wait. Because we pick what thing they do.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter and I haven't got a chance to vote. So I'm voting now. I'm being a good American citizen and I'm voting. All right, I'm going there now.
Hi, Blue. Welcome in. Welcome back.
It was also an unanimous vote when I first looked at the forum. I was like, well, yeah. It was
Denier?
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
Dunir. I was like, oh, but now Pyre and Renkai are kind of.
They're getting up
Yeah,
there.
Renka and Dunir, they're kind of
right,
monsters
all right.
in there last time I looked.
Let's see, guys. All right, let's ask the chat. What should I vote for? Because they all look cool to me. I really like. I think that's also. I was like, man, they're all pretty cool.
Let me see if I can pull it up so that I can show them on screen what you're looking at.
I need help. Yo, Blue Nala made it. I announced it on my Discord. Hey yo, Blue.
Hey, Blue.
The Blue. Hardest one.
Discussion.
Yeah, you gotta make it hard.
There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up real quick, so y'all can see what we're talking about.
You have links enabled?
I do. I have it specifically available for like subscribers. So, but you can try sending it.
No, I probably won't be able to. I just have
Archie.
I have it, but you're gonna pull it up on screen.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
I'll say if you want to try and send it, if it doesn't send for you, I'll get it. I'll see if I can get it approved.
There it is. It
you
did
go.
send.
Yeah, I had a feeling it would.
We have multiple win conditions in being able to
Yeah,
link out.
it's just
Okay,
that's
okay.
the typical one for us usually. Namely, because
Alright.
we want to make
You're a
sure
winner.
that somebody doesn't just come in and just start sending links.
100%. I get you.
Okay. So I'm
trying to
going to
log- I
transition
got
this
logged
over. There we go. So here we are. I need to move this in a little bit more. There we go. I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger on that side. Sorry, I'm fussing with it. There we go. So here are the 6 options for the community buildings, and I'm actually going to see if I can go into a larger screen with us real quick, just so I can more easily show it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is hard. I think that's why I didn't. I was also at work when they posted it. I was like, and then.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Pyre one does look kind of. Wait. We should actually make that a content thing idea.
What?
We actually build out those ones too. Are they going to give the models to people so that we can just?
I have
build
no
any?
idea. I know what they've done previously is they've had it where whatever was chosen was what they had to build online for their charity event.
Oh.
There we go. That way you guys can see it a little bit better. You voted Pyre? Okay.
Pyre does look interesting and also
Yeah.
a little bit more difficult and elaborate for people to make.
Yeah.
Did you guys vote?
Yeah.
I voted for. I was trying to not always do the Pyre thing because I always just go Pyre.
Are
So I tried
you going to play as a
Kalar.
Pyre when you start?
Yes, that's why my VTuber is Pyre.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
They're just
Yeah,
mostly
I
interested in
voted
Nico
Vec.
and Vec. Yep. More tempted by Pyre
Yeah, I
in
voted
general. Pyre.
Vec looks like more like an Asian architecture.
Vec needs love.
Yeah, it looks like the Mesoamerican stuff. I do believe, though, and Z, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think this might have been the place you burned to the ground.
Oh no!
I think there was already a VEC building in the previous one.
Wow! Shots fired, man. Shots fired.
Just, associating it with a traumatic event so that it'll be easily remembered. That's all.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people were voting the Renkai, and that one's not overly special either. You know what I mean?
Renkai is interesting. It's definitely like a 2-tier design.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do it. We're getting into ashes. I'm gonna vote for the Pyre. I'm voting for it. Doing it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be really fun for people to build with the overhanging stuff with the branches and everything.
I know that one year they definitely did the Pyre, and they were trying to do the overhanging, and it was like interesting to see it.
Yeah.
I have to say, I know nothing about Minecraft. When I was judging the last time, the Minecraft thing, Maggie had to teach me how to even move around in Minecraft. I was like, Maggie, what am I doing? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm such a noob in there.
I'm leaning towards
By
Renkai
such
personally.
a noob, I mean, I haven't ever even logged into Minecraft, so.
So what we could
It
do
would be
though
rough.
is like they're only probably giving the full models of the buildings. I would love to get all 8 of those models and then just go. We all just go together and just try to build all the buildings. That'd be a fun content thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this time they might be able to provide a model of the building. I know last time it was a flat, just a regular like 2D image like those. It was that was handed to the people.
Here's
And
the numbers
they're
so
like,
far.
Here, build this.
So Kalar has 5 votes, Valoon has 8 votes so far, Renkai 45, Empyrean 7, Nikua 7, Vec 11, Dunir 64, Pyre 56.
Yeah, so Dunir is actually really winning.
I also like Nick's response here.
Yeah,
The only one
true choice, one vote.
I like it.
What's interesting, you know, a lot of people were voting on like the most linear, boxy looking one. It's going to be perfect to make in Minecraft. I could see that.
Yeah. I'm gonna transition back now.
That
Okay.
might be why they picked it out, just to make it easy in Minecraft.
Straight up and straight down. Oh my god.
That's
Why would
fair.
That's cheated. Yeah.
Dunir is winning. The fix is in. That looks boring to build. Oh wow.
Yeah, watch. Half the votes were from people who've been picked out to do the Minecraft thing. All of them just been like, the Dunir one, just that one.
It was most of the staff at Intrepid. They're like, please do Dunir.
I was talking to Thogli.
I play MMOs, not Minecraft.
I was talking to Thogli, who's the guild leader for the primarily Dunir Dwarf Guild. And he was saying that they were saying he fixed the vote, and he's like, no, you don't realize how many people are in my guild, though. We all want it. But
We all want Dunir.
yeah. But all right, so since you're our guest, and now that we have our last, unless Vertec has any last random questions.
I think we covered a whole lot of plenty.
Okay. Since you're the guest, would you like to go ahead and start us off with like your topic of choice? Do we want to go topic 1, which is more like the Halloween-y type of topics? Topic 2, which is more like quality of life? Or stick with the random topics for the moment?
I think we should start off, honestly, since it is Halloween, we probably should start with this one, because also the not to go that extreme, but ERP, but like the community aspect is what's going to keep people playing Ashes for as long as WoW, you know? So I think this is good. Festival and events, especially since we're around here.
Okay,
so,
you want to talk about that one first? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's in the Halloween?
I will say real quick, just to keep it to mind, we are at 12:25, so we got to do almost speed round for the rest of these. Almost speed rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. So suggestion: racing festival and events. This is from Tayloon. Says, I think it would be really fun if players could race each other across Vera from one flag to another, perhaps during a festival activity. One reward amongst many others for participating in races like this could be a flag item that allows players to set up their own community races for fun or offer prizes. What do you think of that? Just like these, like, kind of capture the flag / racing event type things.
Have you played Guild Wars 2 at all?
He has. I have not really.
So they have these mole mounts.
I love those.
Yeah. So that's exactly where my mind went. So, and now WoW has it with dragon riding. So I think that's huge. Like if you could do it like in the just running characters, or you can also do mounts and do separate ones. But for is it actually as a like bobbing apples, like the town that they just showed or whatever?
Yeah.
You bob the apple and then you run through town and you have to take the apple there. That'd be cool if you do something like that, especially for Halloween.
Ooh, like kind of like a relay race almost.
Yeah. And then I don't know how they could do it coding wise, but like once you get there, there's another person who can run that. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Christmas events, maybe like sled riding. Like it goes into like this little UI change, and you get into a sled and you can control going down the hill.
Mm.
You know?
Oh, that could be neat.
You know, yeah.
Well, there will be gliding mounts in the game too, so
exactly.
I feel like that would go well with that.
Yeah. So everybody starts at like spawns. So Tower Fantasy does that too. So you spawn in everybody spawns at the beginning, and then we can like you jump. You could even click the glider and you get shot up, and then everybody has to follow the rings, and you just see everybody around you just hitting different rings. That'd be cool. It'd be kind of mayhem, but they can limit that to like 10, 25 people. But
yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be, yeah. So, yeah, that's my perspective on that one.
Okay.
I think that would be
good. I think you're onto something with the sled riding thing. That would actually be pretty cool as like a winter event that they could cycle around every time the winter season comes around.
Yeah.
But I've always loved the races you were talking about. I forget what they were called, like the Beetle something.
Yeah.
The roller beetle
Beetlejuice.
Out in the open world. You're just walking around and you bump into one and they're like, all right, get lined up. It's starting in 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Yeah.
The mounts in Guild Wars 2 are very dynamic and great. If they put that in their own form and own twist into Ashes, that'd be great. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Be a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea in general because it could even be like a race against time. If again calling back to the zombie bite or something like that. If you got bit, you have to race across before you get turned. You have to get like to a safe zone or something.
Oh my gosh, a foot race with zombies involved where you could end up
like a zombie crawl.
And, like, having
that'd be
trudge
awesome.
through mud.
A zombie crawl. Oh
my gosh.
But like the mud slows you down, but it doesn't slow the zombies down much because they're slow but strong.
The beginning of an onslaught from zombies.
Yeah, so the zombies are actually running behind you, and you can't. There's like 2 walls, like invisible walls. You can't go past them. Yeah. You have to run away from the zombies. Yeah.
So the next one, what costumes do you dream of for the game? This is also by Tayloon. And I thought it would be fun to have to gauge what everyone would like to see as costumes in the future for their characters to wear. Personally, I love to see some beach appropriate cosmetics in the future for in-game beach parties, ones that would be suitable for swimming. While Nikwa has some fantastic beach appropriate clothing options, not everyone can rock the Nikwa style as effortlessly as they do.
Yeah.
So, thoughts? I mean, again, with the Halloween thing, right? It'd be cool to see like some sort of, I mean, we see with the Unseen Order, that's kind of Halloween-esque, right? Or like even Christmas. Like, what does that mean in Vera, right?
Oh yeah, but isn't the Dunir is dwarves, right?
Dunir, yeah. So,
oh my gosh, just like a instant, they could do like a Santa Claus outfit, you know, and they like there's like a little white beard and mustache that they could do for that. It's just like instant, you know, ho ho ho, you know, for that one. And then for the beach, I mean, of course, they'd have to figure out every race having like some sort of, I couldn't imagine. I mean, some sort of beach theme.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I'm all for it. But like, you have all the different for 4th of July, they can do like fireworks, or I don't know how that would go over.
Yeah.
But I mean, like toys, they could do fireworks stuff. Every holiday is a little bit different. Valentine's,
right.
You can shoot people with an arrow and a little heart comes up. You could do that. I don't know. But, you know, yeah, I think that'd be great. The amount of costumes, like, so FF14, you know this already, like with their shop, the Mog Station, amount of different like small little cosmetics that cost $2 or $3, $4, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, people will eat that stuff up because, you know, you have the different emotes, but then you have costumes, the ghost costume. I bought for my characters like the witch hat, you know, witch costume. So yeah,
nice.
I would love for all those. I'd love to see the beach party though. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's huge. What Ashes needs though is a big community, similar to WoW and FF14.
Yeah,
so that brings people in.
Right time.
I know that Steven said there's not going to be a lot of like pop culture type references, but I really think one that would be cool would be like an Indiana Jones type outfit for people who get some kind of explorer and like pure exploration achievements.
Yeah.
Something very Indiana Jones inspired would be kind of neat, because it's not silly and goofy. It's not like, you know, a Pikachu costume or anything silly like that. It is still, you know, adventure themed. It's got a comfortable look for crawling around and, you know, climbing little to the hilltops and through little caves and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think it would be an appropriate one for even high fantasy.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to have costumes that were like reflective of Intrepid's in-game holidays, and just being able to work through like some side quests to earn that as a what do you call that? Yeah, just a cosmetic. Pikachu with the Indiana Jones hat. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Detective Pikachu.
Right. So moving into the topic of like quality of life and extra features, talking about a world that lives on its own. Nick says, after thinking about like video game about space, and thinking of Space Rangers 2, what if Ashes had something similar? We know that we will be able to hire merc NPCs, which will supposedly help us defend ourselves. We know there'll be progressive events generated by different player actions, or potentially just randomly. So what would you say if there was some time limit for player response, and that if that limit runs out, the NPCs take over and the event resolves itself?
A good amount. I was trying to process it because I didn't see the actual post, but
basically, like, you could hire NPCs, but like if you don't complete the event, what if the NPCs had like a certain amount of time where they could resolve the event themselves? Kind of like what we're seeing on screen with these bandits attacking. If you had like mercs there and then you didn't resolve it fast enough, the mercs would just take over and resolve it. Scoots, thank you.
I think that could be depends on how often the event happens. If it's an event that, like in WoW, they have Emerald Dream, that happens every 30 minutes. And so I think, well, like, you know, the Emerald Dream, and then so those events, if it was happening that rapidly, have the AI take over and you know, finish it off. But if it's like a daily event, no, I think it's like a Diablo
like
has
overkill.
a time world boss timer. You know, if you don't kill it, you know, we need people there.
Yeah.
But then that's also, it comes down to the server congestion of if there's enough people on that server to be able to do that event enough, you know, because it's a rotating event. So
yeah,
I think it just that one's an interesting one, because you don't want the AI to just like jump in and take care of the problems all the time. Kind of can mess up the player experience, but you know, I mean, you do also want to make sure that the world feels alive and that the NPCs are a part of what your fantasy is of playing the game. So I think it could be done, but just not too aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
and that's something I would kind of agree with to a point, at least, because I kind of had the same idea previously, which was having some events that would have a fail condition, and part of the fail condition was just not enough participation. And if the world of Vera, as in the players, would all want something to happen, like, I don't know, not being destroyed by, you know, the corruption taking over, then lack of participation in an event, the corruption would start to take over that area.
right.
You know, there would be an invasion. Any little like level 1, 2, 3 nodes would end up being wiped out. That type of thing. If people just didn't participate enough or didn't win, there would be a lose condition. I've always thought that'd be neat, because then it really would feel like the world is not just at a standstill if players don't participate with it. It's legitimately trying to fight back, or there's somebody trying to take over. There's, you know, even some of the more, I guess, quote unquote bad races. I only say that because like I think the bird folk or whatever were supposed to be attacking you, and like goblins and stuff like that. So you call them like the bad ones. Because they're supposed to have like a negative opinion of players.
Yeah.
But they would take back over certain nodes and start putting up their own encampments in that town instead.
Right.
Right.
I think it'd be cool if the NPCs would automatically react to an event that would then like alert you. But if you were kind of like going past it, like NPCs would already be fighting whatever the event could potentially be. And I kind of like the idea of the NPCs being able to take over if you don't get there, but Enervated, thank you. Cheers with the drink and the stretch.
Absolutely.
But
get that stretching.
I think it's a hard balance because you want the world to feel alive, but you don't want it to feel NPC run, essessentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's where the balance comes in.
They're like, hey, move over. We're working here.
We're taking over now.
We're working here. You're breaking your minds, huh? Sorry. I went meme. Yeah. All right.
I'm just gonna ask this one out. What role do you think instanced dungeons should play, without regards to what is written in the thing? This is just a topic because they wrote quite a lot. We don't have the time to sit here and summarize it. But in general, with the instanced dungeons, how do you imagine them fitting within the Ashes of Creation gameplay systems? And for those that don't know, a lot of I think 80% of these dungeons are not going to be instanced. They're open world. Only 20% are instanced.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So people can murk and come in with 25 people?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's open world.
ESO is similar to that. Okay. I think that's fine. Here's the thing is like, they can make it and they can see how the players will react to it and how well it's implemented, you know? Because I think what happened is, just to guess, I was not there for ESO launch, right? So they might have had mostly open dungeons and they have a lot of instance ones now in general. When I played it, there's definitely open and like also, you know, instance. But what I'm also referring to is Blue's been playing this too, is Throne and Liberty. They have major like dungeons, huge multi-level dungeons implemented in the game. I think it's good. I just think, you know, there should be some form of like making sure that each one of the bosses don't just get melted in 2 seconds because there's that many people. Yeah. So as long as that's balanced fine, then it's totally fine. But I remember watching Asmund on that dragon down below. I remember that now. Seen some of that footage. So I think they'll be able to do fine, you know. Yeah. But
to answer Blue's question, open world dungeons will be populated to facilitate multiple groups within the dungeon. 80% of dungeons will be open world. Instance dungeons will also be present and will cater for solo and group quest lines. 20% of dungeons will be instanced. And there's more information on that page. Feel free to like look through it. The wiki, ashesofcreation.wiki, definitely 1000% support that. They are really good.
Resource.
Yeah. We love what Lex and the community have done over there. So happy to support it every chance I can.
Absolutely.
Vertec, I know that you have a bone to pick with this.
I do. I really, really do. So yeah, the base idea there, Blue, is that Steven has a desire for the dungeons and raids to be contested, like them to actually have some form of a contested occupation there, and there to actually be player conflict in those areas. The 20% that are going to be instanced are going to be mainly core to the story. Like for a parallel that some people would understand and be able to connect with would be like in World of Warcraft, there's like the one dungeon under ICC where you actually like quote unquote fight the Lich King at the end. Like out on the ledge or something like that, if I remember. And like ICC itself would end up being an instance thing because it's very core to the story, but you know, some other stuff is very much like could be considered off the rails from the core storyline. It is just kind of ancillary story points. Those are going to be the open world things.
Oh, Blue.
So it'll contribute towards understanding of the world, but it's not like core story that you have to understand all the conversation.
Right. Feel free to come in and ask questions anytime. We love answering questions. So yeah. Aw, that's cute.
But I think that it's going to be I mean, I'm keeping an open mind and trying to see how it works out, but I'm of the mind that I think it's going to be very bad for the PvE population.
Yeah.
It really is, because there's going to be no way to schedule raids if you don't know if there's going to be a raid boss available, or if you can fight it, or if there's 7 guilds there waiting to take it over, and PvE guilds are going to fall apart. It's not going to be a PvE game in any way. PvX is not going to be a thing. It's going to be PvP that also kills some PvE objectives along the way, because nobody else is there to kill. No other players there to slay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But we'll see.
I believe the guilds are character bound, but I don't think we have all that much information on that quite yet.
So I have a small question. Do we know if it's like you create a new character for every class, or is it one character and you could play multiple, like FF14?
It's one character that you have a primary class, but you can change your secondary class.
Oh yeah, I like
and if you want a different primary class, then you have to make a different character for that.
Yep.
But I'm gonna skip over to random topics because Turga has a really interesting topic, and I think it's very relevant, especially like if we consider today's economy, if we consider the way that a lot of video games have gone in like the most, like even just the last year. And Turga, why don't you go ahead and introduce your topic? I'm gonna pop us over and show off some art while you talk about it.
Show awesome art. I love it. Okay, so the topic, I was actually talking about this earlier this week, because I was playing WoW with a couple people. But it was really the thought of, since Ashes of Creation is going to be a monthly subscription, because I was kind of showing people what was included in the pack. You know, it's like I think it's $90 worth of, or 6 months worth of sub time for Ashes, which is great. You know, you get in, you're whatever. But the biggest thing that we're like, well, it creates a barrier to entry now that a lot of games don't have. So the biggest question is the sub model even relevant to do anymore? I understand it's a great thing. I mean, look at WoW and FF14, they're able to have a regular income to build new content. But with everybody wanting to, it creates a initial barrier to entry where like, well, you better keep up with what the content is. They have a lot of content. Is it relevant with all these other MMOs that are releasing free to play, initial, you know, and do you think it's a good idea to keep the sub model? So we'll ask the chat, see what their thoughts are.
Yeah.
So
Vertec, what are your thoughts on that?
I am a big fan of the sub model, to be honest. I would rather pay, you know, a flat monthly fee and know that everything is open to me. And if there's a cosmetic shop, that's cool. I don't really care. I love cosmetics. I got to collect as many as I can, but I don't feel like I need to collect all the shop cosmetics, like the cash purchasable ones. I don't feel a compulsion to buy all of them, because everyone who's going to be into the cosmetic thing knows that was a purchased thing, and they're not going to expect everyone to have all the purchased cosmetics. But if you're a cosmetic hunter, you got to collect all the ones you can in game, right? And just augment it with whatever purchasable cosmetics that you really find amazing.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, $15 a month to spend so much time in a game is not much. And you go out and you have lunch with a friend, you're spending more than $15
for entertainment, especially. You could go
like
bowling.
even just to get to lunch.
Bowling.
you buy a burger and a drink at a decent place, not like Burger King, but like a decent place that makes like solid burgers, and it's going to cost you more than $15. So an entire month of gaming, all that time for $15, it really is still a bargain, no matter what anybody thinks about, you know, sub being evil or whatever.
Yeah.
That I agree with, and I'm sorry, Chibi, if I interrupted you here, but the biggest thing is this: if there is people that are sub to FF14 or WoW, and then they want to add on this to their budget, and I think I'm also segueing in here what Asmund said, is that in general, the general populace is broke for video games. I used to work at GameStop too, and you would just see people are like, you know, they can't afford, you know, a $30 controller, and it's just, as a general, like, there's a lot of people that can't afford a $15 sub. It's just like another subscription to Hulu or whatever anymore, right? But it's just like adding a little bit of a more barrier where you could get a lot more. Say if there is a $5 emo, somebody might be willing to do a $5 emo 1 month, and then they'll, maybe down the way they'll buy even more. But on top of that, ESO has a great model, and I might have mentioned this to you, where it's, you have a box price, 20, 30, 40. You do that, then you have an in-game shop, then you also have an ESO Plus. So if you know that you this month or 6 months in a way you can play this game, but what if you lose your job? Like what if life happens, right? You can't do ESO Plus, but you still have the game. You could still enjoy it. I mean, you should be out there looking for a job, but like you could still like play it, have fun. But if your sub ends, you're not like, whatever. I don't know. It's a personal thing, but I don't know. You're creating a little bit more of a barrier. Personally, I don't care. I'm going to be sub to 3 MMOs, but not everybody's like that, Right. That's my perspective on that.
So the thing I was going to say was that I've also noticed somebody, I forgot, I'm so sorry, whoever made this video, I saw your video and I can't link it because I can't remember. Yeah. But they were talking like people under 25 aren't playing MMORPGs. They're not even watching videos on things like Ashes of Creation and World of Warcraft. It's 25 and older now. And so the demographic has definitely changed from 10 years ago, which we fell into that 25 and under 10 years ago, a lot of us, on the younger age group, but now, the newer people, they're not playing these types of games. They're kind of playing like Valorant and all these other things that are just kind of up and coming flashes in a pan. But part of it is, I wonder why. Like, is it because the game system is like the game core loop is shorter, and so you can hop into a game and play with some friends and then leave real quick, and it's not like this big grind? I'm not sure. But personally for me, and this is because I was raised on things like World of Warcraft, I prefer, again, the sub-based model. I don't like microtransactions. I hate free-to-play games in general. I am only considering trying out something like, what's that one called? The one that you were going to try? It just came out recently. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. It's not really out. You can pay $25, get early access. It's not completely out. Wayfinder, I think.
Wayfinder. Yeah. But I've been playing that a lot. Yeah.
Basically, like, that is the only free to play when it is free to play that I would consider. Because it sounds like you could put a lot of time and effort into grinding and still get the same thing as what you would buy. But when it's pay to win, microtransaction-y and things like that, I don't know, it bothers me a little bit. Will I buy cosmetics? Absolutely. But I mean, I think times are changing and we are getting towards, not that we're old necessarily, but we're the older demographic versus I was 13 when I first started playing World of Warcraft. So like, people just, when I, like my age when I started, just aren't really doing it. But yeah, it's one of those, I think it'd be interesting to see. I'd rather pay $10-15 a month and know what I'm getting than microtransaction and not get what I was wanting, like Genshin. But that being said, I believe they're doing localization. So other countries, it's going to be localized to their currency.
Right.
So, okay.
Oh, so you mean it's like, so if somebody in New Zealand's playing, they'll be able to, they'll scale it to like what?
That's, I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that works out really well.
Yeah.
Cost of living scaling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. The fact that they're doing that.
Yeah. And
I think the other thing to keep in mind with like this stuff though is like the games that are going to do well with any kind of model really are the ones that keep putting out decent content.
Yes.
And so a game needs a constant income stream of some sorts, and an absolute free to play is not predictable. Therefore, you can't hire people knowing that there's going to be a certain amount of income or work as long as they keep doing it well.
Yeah.
Because it's going to fluctuate. People are going to drop off because they whatever this or that. But if it's just purely cosmetic stuff, or it's purely pay to win stuff, you can't really predict that's going to be a constant demand, because if the game is free to play, there's going to be months where people are like, meh, I just don't want to buy into that stuff this month. I'm going to keep playing whatever though.
Enervated. Yeah.
And Ashes, it's going to be a new MMO. Not everybody, but big percentage of people like the new MMO experience. Let's explore this world together.
Yeah.
And people will get hooked. And if WoW's on a drought for any reason, boom, Ashes. They'll just switch their sub. And, really, they just need a constant gamer base, and then it's going to have that initial spike and then drop down, and then a new expansion spike, and then it's always just that's how WoW is.
Yeah.
But,
also, I am going to say Pockets Art just as the final thing, because we do have 8 minutes until the end of the segment. I'm so sorry. But I will say, I think that Intrepid is planning on doing that. I think they plan to have a lot of in-game presence and things like that. This is the struggle of putting our podcast on a charity stream. It's just having limited time, because right after this is the D&D one shot. But Tergo, any final thoughts from everything that we talked about today in the podcast, something that you're taking away with you?
That there needs to be definitely good events every year. I mean, they hired everybody that plays FF14 and WoW. They know what a good event is. So that's biggest thing, because keeping the community engaged every month can be a challenge, but there's pretty much a holiday or something they can make up in the game every month, and then people will have those events every month, whatever. And the holidays, because we brought up events and holidays, I think that's key. I honestly, the sub thing is not too big of an issue. We just don't want to. I think there's going to be a lot of hundreds of thousands of people sub to Ashes of Creation. I just think it could create a barrier. So that's kind of what I took away from it. Everybody's perspective on it is great, is what I took from that too. And then what else? Costumes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, people are going to buy cosmetics, so they're already planning for every freaking event. And then, did we cover the leveling and questing should feel like an adventure?
No, the yellow means we didn't cover. So
racing festival, we should definitely do that. Bobbing of apples, and then the sledding, holiday sledding.
That would be fun.
Holiday sledding. But yeah.
Blue.
Yeah. That's
okay.
All.
Yeah. Vertec, yours?
As always, there are always so many different opinions, especially just reading everyone's replies in chat about the sub versus free to play versus box cost versus whatever.
Yeah. That was a good topic.
And also, everybody wants to see Dunir buildings created in Minecraft. Apparently.
Dunir overload.
The community. If and that big thing, I hope that they release that, because that would be so sick. We could be in the Ashes of Creation category and then build the buildings that they don't build.
Yeah.
For the event. That'd be so fun. That'd be as long as Chibi can learn how to do the keybinds.
Vertec and Chibi, we both don't really play.
Let's see.
I would
need to learn how to do anything.
My takeaway is that it's important that the world feels just immersive and alive, but we also don't really want to make it where it feels overrun by NPCs, or because the world. Enervated, thank you, cheers.
Thank you, Enervated.
The world is supposed to feel it's player driven, and if we give too much power to NPCs taking over events or things like that, it may feel less player driven on accident. Even a well-meaning system does not fit well in specific types of games. So
yeah.
But Tergo, do you mind dropping your links? I'm gonna grab a couple of them I have your Twitter for sure. Obviously, it's at Tergo Live here on Twitch.
Yeah. He actually put all the links there if you want to.
Oh, perfect.
Those are sitting right here. I gathered them all.
Thank you. You're my favorite for this reason.
Yo, Butter just came in.
Oh, yay.
Turgo, my man. Butter Exploder. You don't want to know what his previous name was. He actually got banned. It got banned.
Oh, okay.
Twitch said no.
Yeah. But yeah. Did you drop the links?
I'm grabbing it right now.
Oh, okay. I saw it highlighted.
Yep, that was me grabbing it. There you go. Not the way that our bot would usually do it, but the links are still there and clickable.
Yeah, we're letting the bot take a nap right now.
Yes.
And not focus too much on the podcast. He's got so much other stuff going on.
Yeah. But
this was very fun. I loved talking about it.
Of course.
These were some good topics.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Cheers for that sub.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for hopping on again with us, Turgo. Always appreciate having you around. Always love a conversation with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and definitely looking forward to playing some Ashes with you in the future.
Heck yeah. Yes. Literally day one. For anybody that wants to play and for anything for the alpha, I'm taking a whole week off for the alpha. And there's probably other people that are doing the same thing, but it's all just wake up, Ashes, sleep, Ashes.
Yeah.
The whole week.
That will be our life.
Probably. I might take some of my take what you need time off and be like, I'm sick.
I got COVID. It's easy now.
Yeah.
It's just I got COVID. Part 2,
Part 2. But alrighty, everybody, we will be entering into a 10-minute countdown. Turgo, probably, do you have to leave for work now? Or I think that's what you said, or you got home from work? I don't know.
I don't work.
You don't work?
Today.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't work.
I was like, wait, I should put
I like the positive.
Yes.
The pause right
I don't work.
Today.
I don't work.
But yes,
today.
I'm going to grab Vertec and I some fresh water and some food, and we are going to be doing our little countdown thing. So, yeah. Feel free if you're ready for some D&D. We're going to be doing a one-shot with some level 17s for Dungeons and Dragons. And if you don't know what a one-shot is, it's where you play a game that's not a campaign. It's all done in one session, aka a one-shot, done in one shot. So, yeah. Feel free to hang out for that. But also, Turgo, thank you again so much. And you're always welcome to come back on. I mean, we've had you on before, and we'll have you again.
Yeah, because especially also, guys, I'm gonna mention this as the last note. Make sure you get your packs. I mean, it goes till January, but
yes,
if you're really interested, it goes until it's $250. You get the alpha, beta 1 and beta 2 and a lot of extra goodies. So
yep.
Do the packs if you want to join, and they also give them away. So yeah.
But if you are on the fence, be careful of buyer's remorse. If you are still on the fence,
yes,
you can wait. You might get a free key at some point. So
yes.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll go into our 10-minute countdown. We'll see you soon. And thank you for joining us. And we hope you'll stick around and enjoy the rest of our charity stream. See you soon.
Yes.
See you guys.
Take care. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.